Hi there, good afternoon, and welcome to another program of What's on Your Mind. I'm Carl, and the program is produced by Breakthrough TV. The program goes out every Wednesday from 8 till 9. However, because of some technical issues we had this week, we wasn't able to put the program out. But, as I say, our time schedule is 8 on a Wednesday till 9 p.m. Thank you. So, as I say, it's a program about what's on your mind. And before I go into what's on your mind, let me have a look at a few things that's been happening around the world. St. Vincent, there is a humanitarian crisis after the volcano erupted. A major appeal has gone out, and they are looking for help. Also, in the USA, Derek Chauvin has been found guilty of murdering Mr. George Floyd. Also in the USA, human cell has been grown in monkey embryo. We'll see what will happen. And is that a Pandora's box opening up there? Yeah. Japan. Tokyo Olympics needs to be rescheduled according to British Medical Journal because there is a great wave, the fourth wave of coronavirus is taking Japan. Also, Mozambique, conflicts escalate. 700,000 people has been displaced, the UN has said. China, China economy is steaming after the pandemic. So they're doing very well. The UK, biggest hospitality firms, has asked Boris Johnson to stick to the roadmap of opening up the economy. And a little thing about Jamaica. In Jamaica, basically, Honus has said the vaccination won't be mandatory. Some people are saying it is going to be mandatory, but he has said it will not be mandatory. And let me look at entertainment. Yes. Nadine Sutherland has resigned from her top job in the US of A. She was a manager of a well-known company within the arts, so she has resigned, and more information is coming out of that. DJ Khaled, you know the one that goes, DJ Khaled, you know that one. He has actually teamed up with a lot of Jamaican artists to take part on his latest album. People like Buju Banton, Coffee, Capleton, and Bounty Killer. So we see what comes out, because you know he always had that big voice of it. This is DJ Khaled. You know he always says that. So we'll see how that pans out. You know. Also, motor racing. Max Verstappen finished first in the Italian Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton came second. But I must tell you, Lewis Hamilton did great because he came off the track and he's one of these drivers. That's why he's a champion. He came off the track and then he slowly reversed his car back onto the track. Most drivers would give up. You know, most drivers would have just give it up. And he slowly came back onto the track. And he was in ninth position. And he ended up on the podium. He came second. So, fantastic, Lewis Hamilton. And we say big shout out to you, sir. Big shout out to you. I should say, actually, Sir Lewis Hamilton. Yeah. Okay. So, my rants. Oh, this is where I go into my rant. Because it's what's on your mind. Remember, the program is about what's on your mind. So, what is on my mind? There's a lot of stuff that's on my mind, you know. But my little rant. Now, George Floyd murder. You know, even now, I can't believe what's happening there. Can't believe it. And I've seen bits, a clip over there last year, but today I actually watched the whole thing. And I couldn't believe it. Because George Floyd was on the ground. And this man was standing on his neck. And he was there. And he looks like he was enjoying it. Derek Chauvin, murderer. And he looks like he was enjoying it. And I can't believe any human being could actually do such a thing. And you wonder what was going on there. What is it that was going on? You know? And the other officers that was around, instead of they say, get off the man neck now, because you don't need to stay on the man neck so long. It was like, I don't know, it was like he was enjoying it. He was enjoying it. And it's like the other officers around here should have said, well, listen, the man has had enough. You don't need to be staying on him so long because he's down, he's out. He's not going to get up and run. If he's going to get up and run, for God's sake, if he's going to get up and run, you could taser him, couldn't you? If he's going to get up and run, you could taser him. So he's not going to run everywhere. And even I'm not even going to call his name. The Derek, what his name is. He was even saying to George Floyd, get up and go into the van while he's standing on his neck. I don't know. I really don't understand that, or I don't know what was going on there. And as I say, even the crowd, there wasn't a big crowd. And one guy was saying, get off the man's neck, leave him alone, get off him. Can't you see you're killing him? You're killing him, you're killing him. And he still take no notice. Now, what sort of human being do something like that to another human being? What is it? Or is it as a hatred? And I don't want to say this, but I'm going to say it. Is it just a hatred for African American people? Or should I say, because we have also got African Caribbean people in the United States. Is this just a hatred? Or is just, what is going on there? And I said the officer looked like he was enjoying it. He looks like he was enjoying it. Well, I don't know. And the defense for the murderer, they try to put up all these excuses to say George was on drugs and their action was justified. How can you say the action was justified? How could you try to put that in court and to say the action was justified? There's no justification in that. No justification at all. So everybody say there's going to be a change. It'll be interesting to see the change that's been made. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if there's going to be a change or whatever, but it will be very interesting to see what sort of change is going to be made. And the only thing about this is that I've got some confidence in the new president. You know, I've got some confidence in the new president. He seems a reasonable man at the moment. You know, so we'll actually see how that actually goes with the president. But as I say, it's one of the most horrid thing you will have ever seen, and we don't know if it's the first time it happens, because, you know what I mean, it's only because we see it on film. We don't know if it's the first time it happens or how many times it has happened, but this one was captured on film, so we see it. And I say, why it is so much on my mind, because it's the first time I've actually watched the whole, which they say it's 9 minutes, isn't it? It's the first time I actually watched the whole thing and the whole clip of what was actually going on. So we hope something good can come out of this. And I could see why there was a lot of the people in the world was actually protesting. I could actually see why that was happening. So we'll actually have to see and wait to see the verdict of the other officers when they're being charged of what's going to happen there. So we'll see how that one goes. My next thing I want to talk about is, well, this is an interesting one because I don't know what is happening to the world. So, scientists in the United States has possibly opening a Pandora's box about growing human cell with monkey embryo. What? Is this a Pandora's box? Is this a Pandora's box? Let me say it again. It's not funny. Let me say it again. Growing human cell with monkey embryo. They say it's because they can enhance organs. You know what I mean? We're short of organs, or you can give organs to different people who probably need it in the future. But if we look at it from another way, from my sort of way, is that so you can do this with human embryos, with monkey. So what are you going to do next? Are you going to do a monkey and a dog? Are you going to do a monkey and a cat? Are you going to do a monkey and some chicken? Nothing. Are you gonna do an elephant and a giraffe? You see where I'm going with this? What's gonna happen? What is just gonna happen with that? I don't know what's gonna happen with that. But I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. But as you see what I'm saying, sooner or later they're probably gonna develop flies or mosquitoes and all that sort of stuff, and they'll actually be flying around. I know I'm being, they're probably gonna be flying around as WMD. Can you see the possibility of that? I mean, there's nothing new under the sun. And I know in the Bible, there's a part in the Bible where it's read that man knowledge will be enhanced. I think it's probably in the book of Revelations, but I don't know how that was gonna work at all. You know what I mean? And, I don't know. What it'll be interesting. I won't be around. I won't be around when all that is probably developing. Then again, you never know because scientists works very, very quick these days. I mean, like the coronavirus vaccination has come out very, very quick. You know what I mean? Compared to other vaccination, that's that you waited years and years and years and tested for. So I mean, I've watched a program where they said the scientists was really doing very, very well now. You know what I mean? They're developing things really quick. And I'm not knocking the scientists. No, I would knock the scientists because, I know very, very, very good scientists, who does very, very good work. So, but it just wonders what is going to happen and where will this end up, you know what I mean? And, I don't know. And is it a case of sort of creating a superhuman being? Could they actually develop a superhuman being? In how many years? You know what I mean? And as I say, I know somebody's going to say, "Oh, only God can do that." But as I said before, it is said, man's knowledge will be enhanced very, very much. So I wonder if we're gonna see, these different animals across the planet, and then we probably send them to live on Mars, won't we? Because if you can develop that sort of thing, you probably can develop all these different animals that will actually be able to survive on Mars. So they will leave us down here. They will know it's so funny. They will leave us down here and they will go up there. What do you think? Let me know what you think. What is it you think? But as I said, it's one of them ones, isn't it? It's just one of them ones. How is that gonna work out? How is that gonna pan out? Give us a call on 0787-244-3765. How is that gonna work? How is that gonna work? Monkey with all different animals. I really don't know. I really don't know. So I don't know. I'm trying to think. And I say, in some particular way, it may be good in the science for developing different things to help the human race. But I also think, as I said before, it's also possibly opening a very, 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 very big Pandora's box. So I dread the thought of what could happen in the next, in the next 10, 15 years or so. And I say, what do you think? What do you think? Do you disagree with me what I'm saying, or do you see where I'm going with that? Do you really see where I'm going with that? Yeah. As I say, we are here, and don't forget, if you want to get in touch with the program, you can do so. And you can also get in touch at 0787244375. And you can also email us at breakthrough.tv@gmail.com. Yeah. And I'm hoping to speak to somebody on the line very soon. And, she's a wonderful lady. And I think she's waiting somewhere on the line. So we want to hear what she has to say and what is going on her mind. But before I go into that, there's another slight little thing I actually want to look at as well, which is a very serious thing, because I need to put my glasses on. And this is a very serious thing. In the United Kingdom, British African people are going missing in a vast number. Yes, I've said this again. British African Caribbean people are going missing in a vast number. Campaigners says more needs to be done, and it should not be ignored. In England and Wales, campaigner has demanded that this needs to be addressed, and the government must do more. And according to recent figures from the National Crime Agency, British Afro-Caribbean people accounted for 14% of missing people in England. And considering the population of these people are very low. This is in England and Wales. Between 2019 and 2020, over 4 times, which is the population of 3%, the relative population has gone missing. And a lot of this is actually happening in London and other parts of the countries. So, it's something serious that we need to look at, because we don't know where these people are going. And there don't seem to be any urgency to finding these people. So, we'll have to wait and see what goes on. And I suppose the campaigners will have to keep campaigning and putting pressure on the government to see if they can actually sort this out. My guest is almost ready to tell me what is on her mind. As you know, I can see her on my screen. Let me say, how are you? Good afternoon. How are you doing?
Oh, good afternoon, Carl. I'm doing great, thank you.
Oh, good afternoon. Wonderful. Wonderful. I can hear you lovely. How you doing? How you doing?
Doing great. I'm fantastic. I am doing great.
Fantastic. Fantastic is great. I like when people say they're fantastic. So tell me, what is your name?
Well, my name is Malika Queeley.
Okay, Malika Queeley. Let me say thank you for joining us on this program.
Training.
And what sort of day have you had?
Now, I've had a great day, relaxing and, but working. I work from home.
Yeah.
And, I run 2 businesses from home. So, yes, it's been an enjoyable day.
What's on your mind, girl? What's on your mind? What do you want to talk about? What's on your mind?
Recently, I've been reflecting on, a new way of life, which is online.
Okay.
I'd have to say online. I mean, right now, we are, doing this interview online. And, it's like the new way of life. A lot of my work I conduct online now. I'm a beauty consultant and a violinist, and due to the current situation,
Mm-hmm.
online is the way forward.
Okay.
More so on social media promoting,
Yeah.
and so what would you say? Would you say
Well,
online's the
well,
way now? Online or
yeah,
die
but
is the mantra I'm hearing.
yeah, but I could say online. What are it's got its advantage and it's also got its disadvantages.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Wouldn't you say? Wouldn't you say? Because we see a lot of stuff going online, which is which is very naughty. A very, you know what I mean? A very, it's good for business, but it's also got its, as I say, it's got a lot of stuff is being done online now. You know what I mean? But I think it's, as I say, it's got its advantage and its disadvantage. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people need to be trained to sort of go online properly. Say for example, to children. You know what I mean? Because you'll always got children looking at things that they're supposed to look at online, and they learn a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? Different things online. So what do you think?
Well, it's for being online. There's a lot to. It's quite new for a lot of us, and it's a big scope out there, I feel, and a lot of training is required to really
totally
advance your skills to be able to move around and navigate on these different apps and platforms that we have. Obviously we've got to think of the safety for young people, for older people. I mean, before this current situation, a lot of people were like aware of, hackers trying to hack your email or your bank details and things like that.
That's right.
But now, there's a lot of different issues that come about, that people are aware of, which social media kind of gives rise to, people soliciting, underage people and things like that.
You see where I'm going though. You see why I say that. You know what I mean?
It's a big scope. There's clearly a lot going on the World Wide Web.
But
there's a lot of positive things happening as well, and it's to really focus on that. It's providing, a new way of life for people. I mean, my business, for example, as a beauty consultant, allows me, to have a website to be able to sell products and to, make an extra income for me and my family. And I can do that from home. I can work that online. And this pandemic has kind of helped me to see how, that it's something that you could do from home a lot more, as opposed to going out and meeting clients, which is I was doing more previously.
I totally agree that a lot of people has gone online which is improving their business, and I totally support that, and I totally agree with you. So how long you been a business consultant?
I've been a beauty consultant for 3 years.
Okay.
So it's 3 years I've been doing that, and I have noticed a lot of changes in the way that I'm conducting my work. But the same thing, is that essential that people do need to take care of their skin regardless, and that's for women and men. I think there's a bit of a myth regarding men actually taking care of their skin. Some men feel like that men don't need to necessarily wash their face because they don't wear makeup. I definitely say that is a myth.
Yeah, well, I scrub my face every day.
Yes, everyone should cleanse their skin morning and evening to help to clear away any breakout causing impurities, and good skincare is always in, so men and women, should have a routine that helps them to have, a beautiful, and for men, the handsome skin. Always, yes, and we do. I do cover makeup as well, and so I enjoy that, and it's really uplifting as well for people to look good and feel good. So I find that is great, and we're online, we're on our video calling, such as what we're doing now, and things like that. So yes, you want to be looking your best and feeling your best on and off camera.
Marvelous. And you really enjoy it?
I really do enjoy it. You know, it complements the work that I do as a violinist as well. And yeah, I love it.
How long have you been a violinist?
I've been a violinist since I was a little girl. I've been playing the violin and professionally for a good number of years now. And you know, I love doing that.
And how did you get into that?
How did I get into it? I just saw someone playing on the television and I was like, that looks fun. Marvelous. You know, and I've asked my mum to get me involved in that, which she did.
Because a lot of people don't take up the violin, do they? Or is it happening now?
I think it's always to encourage people that, you know, musical instruments are out there.
Yeah, there's a load.
There's a try and explore. Don't rule it out, you know. Yeah. I'm so excited because so May is my birthday month. You know, you say what's on your mind right now. That's the kind of thing that's on my mind. Well, because you got to be planning. You got to be planning ahead now. You know, because you're not able to see people how you would, and yeah, I've got to be online shopping.
so
I've got to be having parties online. So that's parties. So I do like skincare parties. You know, I want to make sure that my skin is on point, my makeup is on point. So I'll be doing so many different events on Zoom.
Okay.
On WhatsApp video, yeah. So I'll definitely encourage people to get in touch with me and join me. We're gonna be having parties all of the month of May.
Party online. How do you do that?
I can just fit into my diary and your diary.
Yes.
A 15-minute video call, and you know, I talk about skincare, talk about all different types of tips how to look after your skin, and show you the products that I have.
Yeah, but you can't have a party without music. How do you have your music?
Well, you know, you can always have, you know, I'm a live violinist. I can always play a violin piece for you, you know, and I've also got a CD, some background music, you know, so it's all happening.
Okay, marvelous. Sounds really good. What else you got because it's on your mind? What else you got lined up for the rest of the year? Anything you got lined up for the rest of the year?
You know, I just want to really get out and spend time with my family and just start having some experiences. I mean, our country's opening up a bit more now for us to go out and have experiences. I've got spa days booked up. I've got, you know, I just want to be, dare I say, travel. What about you?
What about me? Oh yeah, I'd like to travel. I'd like to go to right now, right this minute. Shall I right this minute? Shall I tell you where I like to be now? I'd like to be on the north coast of Jamaica.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
That sounds lovely.
Or one of those nice Caribbean islands. You know what I mean? I like to be on one of those nice Caribbean islands on the north coast. You know, where it's nice and warm. And you know, and I dive into, you know, because I'm a very good swimmer, and I dive into the sea. You know what I mean? And you don't go whoosh. You know, you dive into the sea in the Caribbean, and if you dive into the sea in some of the seas in Europe, you always go, ah! But when you dive into the sea in the Caribbean, it's like diving into a heated swimming pool, you know. So that's how it feels. That's how it feels. So I love.
Vitamin D is great as well when you're traveling to hot countries. That's really good for your skin.
Yeah, it's good for you.
It just makes you feel great. I love when it's sunny here in the UK, and it just really motivates me and to get up there and just get it going on, you know. I just love sunshine.
I myself love the sun. I love outdoors anyway. I've always loved outdoors, but then again I grew up in the outdoors, so I've always sort of loved being outside, you know what I mean? And it's marvelous. It's marvelous being outside, you know what I mean? It's marvelous. I love it. I recall I'll give you a joke. I recall somebody one of my relatives, they actually sent me a picture, and it was like a picture, like a photograph and a video, and it was like a squirrel running in Central Park in the United States, and they sent me the picture, and they says they was terrified of it, and I says I couldn't. I know, as you can see, I'm a joker. I couldn't help it but laughing. I said, you're terrified. You're terrified of it. That's what it's like outside. That's because you're outdoors. She said she wanted to be back in the house. Well, that's what outside is like. Outside, you see animals, don't you? You know what I mean? You see creatures outside. You see flies outside. You see squirrel outside. You know, all the different animals outside. And she said she was terrified of it. And I tell you, that freaks me out totally. You see where I'm going, then? Can you see where I'm going? You know what I mean? But I guess some people some places if you're outside, you never see any animals. You know what I mean? And some places, but that's where they live outside. Animals live outside. That's where they're supposed to live.
Listen, I say this to my two children when they go out to play in the garden.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, oh, there's this out there, there's that out there. I said, that's where those big things live. You know, you're going to see worms, you're going to see...
Exactly.
And, you know, they're out there.
Exactly.
They're home and let them stay out there.
Oh man! So that's as I said. That's how I see to them. That's how it is outside. You know what I mean? So I'm saying, what are your plans? What are your plans for the What are your plans for? I think I've asked you before. You never answered me properly. What are your plans for the rest of the year? Can you plan for the rest of the year? And how do you feel about that the lockdown and easing in the UK now?
Well, I feel fantastic about the lockdown easing. You know, it's nice to go out and take a stroll and go into some of the shops and stuff like that. We're back to just to meet more people.
Okay, so everybody's been talking about the shops. You know what? I never realized, you know. Sorry, my something. I never realized the amount of people that love shopping until the lockdown. I never realized it because everybody seems to want to go to the shop. I never realized the amount of people that do shopping.
Yeah.
Until the lockdown came.
I'm one of them. Actually, I'm one of them. I like to shop. I was at the Black Pound Day event.
Oh, yeah,
that was great. I like that.
At the Legacy.
It was just great to be out. Great atmosphere, and I was able to. Get some retail therapy in. It's therapeutic shopping.
It's very therapeutic. Is that just for women though? And I'm not being it. I don't want you women crucifying me now. You know. Is that just for women? Talk to me.
It's not. You know, just like it's the same with everything because I do have. You know, I have a shop. I have a skincare and beauty shop, and men and women clients. You know, as I said, men need to look after their skin. Women need to look after their skin. Yeah, and you know, we all have the same needs. We need to all have things, don't we? What we need. So that's what it's about. Online shopping is there, and but it's nice to have the real life experience as well. You know, where you go out and you interact with people in the store and things like that. So yeah.
That's great, Malika. That's great. So when is your next gig then? Because you're a musician, aren't you? So are you looking forward to your next gig, and when will that be?
Yes, I am. I mean, I'm always doing different events, private events online and things like that. But I have got some events coming up in the summer, June, July, and you know, I'm excited for them. I'll be reuniting with some of my band members as well.
It's good to
create some
it's good to do that.
Beautiful atmosphere, beautiful music. Yes,
it's good to do that.
So I'm excited for that.
I recall in 20 when did it start lockdown? 2020. We went into lockdown 2020. I was in 2019. There's so much is happening now. 2020, you know. You're 2020 in March. I recall because because you know I'm part of a group myself. I'm part of a duo, and I recall we was due to do a show in Birmingham. Me and Carl and Errol we call, and we was due to promote a couple of our tunes. And it was April. It was March, April, and the show was due in April, and the show was done April the 1st, which is April Fool. No, but you see what I'm going with this, and the show was cancelled. The show.
I should have laughed at
the show.
Like,
it was. I remember now. It was a Wednesday, and the show was cancelled on Wednesday, which was April Fool. I wasn't that badly gutted, you know. I mean, but I thought my days, you know what I mean? So as I said,
all the days, yeah.
Of all the days for a show to be cancelled, it was like the 1st of April. So that was, you know what I mean? And there's sort of, until everything starts working again, you know what I mean? There's sort of no reschedule, you know, of that. You know what I mean? So
that particular event, because I've had a lot of events cancelled as well, and but some have been rearranged.
Yeah.
You know, and I've managed to do some of them online. Actually, some of them have actually been rearranged, and the event has been held online. A very successful international event I did recently as well, and it was held on Zoom. And different platforms. So, you know, we can still work online, you know, and still make it happen. So that's it for the meantime.
And us as well, we still got to be very, very careful, because we've heard of a different another thing coming in from India, don't we? In the UK, because we've heard of another thing coming in from India, so we got to still be so careful with what is going on at the moment. You know what I mean? What do you think?
Definitely. Well, you know, if you haven't got to go and do certain things, you know, then just be cautious. Yeah, I do recommend, because you know there's a lot going on out there, and it's quite uncertain times that we're living in. So yes, protect yourself. And your family, and just, you know, step out with caution. I mean, I'm not running about to be everywhere, you know, I am moving within, you know, whatever the guidelines are. So
yeah. I mean, like, it's amazing because of you know, going from, as I say, it's What's Your Mind, going from one subject to a different subject. It's amazing because even my children have said to me, Dad, have you ever seen anything like this before? I said, no, I'm not that old. No, but it's not a joke. You know what I mean? My children have said to me, Dad, have you ever seen anything like this before? And I says, no. And then I said, my mother's never seen anything like this before. I mean, my children say my mother is the oldest person that ever, my late mother, the oldest person that ever met. Because my mother was, it makes me feel older. My mother was my mother was 96 when she died. But my mother lived a long time. And the family, my whole family, big shout out to all my family days in Jamaica. Lots of my family and the US of A. But my family lived a very, very long time. You know what I mean? My family lives a very, very long time. And my children, some of my children, they say, Dad, have you ever seen anything like this before? And I said, no. And I says, have your mother ever, none ever seen anything like this before? And I says, no. You know what I mean? I says, absolutely not. So, it's just some of those things, you know what I mean? You just don't know. You just don't know what's gonna happen. And I'm talking about the so-called coronavirus, you know. And as I say, I've done and the way things have locked down, you know what I mean? The way things has we've had wars before, you know what I mean? We've had wars. The Second World War was terrible, you know what I mean? But this coronavirus thing is like a different thing, you know. Nothing you could ever dream of. And what would Michael Jackson say? What would Mikey say?
Probably say they don't care about us.
They don't care about that. That's very good. I like that. What would Mikey say about wearing the mask? You remember Mikey? They gave him such a hard time with his mask. What would he say? Who's having the last laugh now? Who would be having the last laugh? Mikey would definitely be having the last laugh.
How are you finding, you know, life, you know, the new way of life? I mean, do you spend a lot of time online yourself?
Yeah, I do spend a lot of my time online. I'm still learning as well. You know what I mean? I'm still learning, and I've got some very good colleagues. You know what I mean? If I'm stuck, you know what I mean? They will always come to my aid. I'm still learning a lot of stuff online, as you know what I mean. And as I say, I do a lot of my.
So what would you say to like to parents, you know, regarding like keeping up with their skills so they can keep in touch, you know, with what's happening with, you know, young people online, because a lot of young people are online, aren't they?
Yeah, I feel a little bit for the more senior, you know what I mean, the more senior citizen, you know what I mean, of online, because everything now it's online. You gotta go online, you know what I mean. So I don't think, you know what I mean. I think it's a little bit sort of for the senior citizen, you know what I mean, who sort of not used to it. You know what I mean? I think it's a little bit probably, and I'm not disrespecting anyone, you know what I mean? There are a lot of them is probably way ahead of me, you know, and in that process. But I think it's a little bit sort of, you know, complicated for a lot of the more senior citizen who has had their way for such a long time, you know what I mean? And they gotta start doing things online now. What do you think? They have to start doing a lot of stuff online, as you talk.
Well, I would say like just over a year ago, before this pandemic hit us here, a lot of people who I'd speak to, you know, who are elderly or even not even elders, a lot of people saying, oh, they, you know, they don't want to be on social media, and they were happy, they were okay living their life.
Exactly.
You know, without being on it. Exactly. I think this pandemic just kind of probably forced a lot of people to, you know, go online when they didn't want to. I recently did like a live performance by Zoom at a care home for some of the elders there, and had some discussions with them. But that was all facilitated by the member of staff, the management there, who controlled all of that, as opposed to the individuals, you know, having a Zoom with me.
So, yeah. And how did you find it?
It was very nice. It was, you know, it's lovely to interact and you know, to see how they felt about, you know, the situation and how it was affecting them, and you know what was positive about it for them as well, you know, and how they were feeling in general about, you know, the world and, you know, what's happening now. A lot of them were saying that when it's all over, they'd like to travel. The same things that I'm thinking, you know, they wanted to travel. One lady said she wanted to go to New York, and other people were saying they just wanted to be able to hug, you know, family members. As small as that.
Hug each other. So, where would you like to go when the so-called? I don't think it's gonna be how it was before. You know what I mean? Because I mean, I'm already paranoid.
I don't know when things will be. You know,
I'm already paranoid. You know, so
it's funny to think about it, isn't it?
It is. Right. I mean, can you imagine? Like, you mean you're going to plane? Say you have to travel now. You're going to plane, and you know a plane is packed, isn't it? A plane is packed, isn't it? It's really packed. A plane is packed. Are you there with in a plane with your mask on? It's bad enough being in a plane, isn't it? But you're there in a plane with your mask on. How's that's gonna pan out?
You mean on long haul?
Well, of course, I'm talking about 8 hours flight. You know what I mean? How's that's gonna pan out? It's gonna be pan out, you know, with your mask. You know what I mean? And all the rest of it. You know what I mean? So that's gonna be sort of very very sort of difficult, isn't it?
Yeah, a bit uncomfortable. I mean, do you like wearing masks? How do you find it to wearing a mask?
Well, I don't mind now. You know what I mean? I wear my mask most of the time, so I don't really mind. You know what I mean? And there's certain things I do because, as you know, I'm a musician as well as a DJ. So I will always go into the studio with my mask on. But once I'm in the studio, which is there's nobody in the studio, you know what I mean? And I can just slide my mask down to my, you know, down here, you know what I mean? But as if I'm entering,
there's still the fear of, like, you know, mask knee, because you can get like irritation and breathing in like the bacteria and things like that. Can give you like acne on your face and stuff, you notice those type of things. So skincare then, is so important.
Yeah. So what did you say that again? It gives you what? It gives you a rash. Did you say it gives you a rash? A mask?
Yeah, it can give you what we call it acne caused by the masks on your face.
Serious?
Yeah, I've had quite a few people come to me about that. Yeah, and I've noticed that that can happen. Yeah, definitely.
And what do you recommend for that?
Just we've got creams that like help to reduce the spots, and we've got masks. I say definitely encourage like a charcoal mask to draw out the impurities. It's got activated charcoal in it, and it removes 10 times of the impurities from your skin. So that's definitely what I would recommend, a charcoal mask. Okay. Masking's great anyway, to do every twice a week.
Okay. And so let me ask you then, because we're not too far from winding up the show. Where can we find you?
You can find me online.
Yes.
On Facebook, Malika, that's Melika, the Violinist, or Malika Mary Kay. You can find me on Instagram.
Okay.
Malika, Melika, and it's _Queely, Queely. Yeah. That's my Insta. You can give me a call 07886 034684. And you can send me an email for any bookings, Malika the Violinist @gmail.com. I specialize in funerals and all different occasions,
Marvelous. And how long have you been playing the violin?
I've been playing the violin since I was little, and that's basically like 32 years now.
My days, and we still have the time to have our jam yet, have we? Together.
What's that?
I said we still haven't had the time to have our jam yet too, because we should have a jam one of these days. Because I play guitar, don't I? I play a couple of other instruments.
Listeners, let the listeners. I mean, what do you want to hear? Do you want to hear a jam? Let them tell us. Let them request it. And then let them, pull us together for that.
It's sort of hard to have a jam now because of all the many things that's going on. So it's still hard it's sort of difficult to have a jam now. You know what I mean? So, but I think in the future, it will happen. It will happen in the future. But we just have to.
I mean, we can always get online like this on Zoom. We can always do that and have rehearsals and have actual jams and put on concerts and shows. Listen, nothing is impossible. Online is the way forward, and we shouldn't be frightened of it. And let's just keep exploring. There's so much to learn on there as well.
Okay. Well, Malika, let me say thank you. Thank you. You enjoy the show?
Thank you for having me. Yes, I've had fun. I'd like to come back again. Yes, we'll be back on top of the list.
we'll definitely have you back. You know what I mean? Let me say thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you for taking your time out of coming.
Thank you. And thank you to Breakthrough TV for the opportunity. And yes, I'd love to work with you some more in the future. So yes, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. What you doing the weekend? Because it's weekend now, isn't it?
Yes, I'm having some online parties. As I said, I love parties, and I have online skincare, makeup parties. So, as I said, get in contact with me and join me for some fun.
Thank you. Well, Malika, thank you very much. Thank you for taking the time out to come and,
You're welcome.
To come and give us your presence of what's on your mind. And I must say to all you guys, if you want to be in the program, just get in touch with us. It's breakthroughtv@gmail.com and what's on your mind. And you see how the program works. So you can come in and give us a call. As I say, it's breakthroughtv@gmail.com and let us know. The telephone number is 07872 4437652. Wherever you're in the world, you can give us a call and What's on Your Mind? As I said, that is the name of the program. And we're based right here in the heart of Birmingham and the West Midlands. Whatever you want to talk about, you can talk about it. And that's our program is sponsored by ACMC, the Afro-Caribbean Millennium Center, and that's also New Star Radio 98.7 FM, the Reggae Jam Jam Jerk Center, which sponsors us as well. And that's lovely, the Reggae Jam Jam Jerk Center. And they have absolute wonderful. They do marvelous chicken and all marvelous, peanut cake and all that sort of stuff. So get in touch and you can do wonderful things. And as I said, the number again is 07872 443 And as I say, the program goes out. Today's rescheduled because the program goes out every Wednesday from 8 p.m. till 9 p.m. And as I say, we do go out live. Let me say thank you to Breakthrough TV for giving me the time to present this program. Let me say we should be back here next week in our normal time spot. And thank you all guys for tuning in, and let us know your feedback, you know what I mean? And the program is also about having fun. Wherever you want to call in from the world, wherever in the part of the world you are, we'll be happy to talk to you. Must say though, we don't do swearing and we don't do bad language, so if you got your bad language to do, take it somewhere else. Yeah. Let me say thank you. I must say thank you to Breakthrough TV and Breakthrough Music Studio for also giving us the opportunity. Yes. And also Breakthrough Music does a lot of online. You can get in touch with Breakthrough TV with a lot of online stuff. Thank you very much. Have a great time. See you very soon.